Spawning in the bottom left, in the exotic, lush land of whatever planet this is. He is the player known as...
I am happy.
And there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
I think this is actually on a Tal'Darim planet. Like it's owned by a Tal'Darim. But at the top right position, a member of the team Foyu, his character's on the middle row of the keyboard with the first three on the left.
Foyu.
That's what they are. ASD. Yep. Foyu. And then the fourth key forms Foyu or begins Foyu.
Team Foyu, ASD.
Thank you for that, QXC.
Sorry, I just like reading.
I'm sorry, I just like reading, Wolf.
Command Center. Maximum taste, no sugar cola, Pepsi Max.
G-Skill. Thanks to G-Skill, by the way. We don't talk about them enough.
Sorry, is he gas firsting?
No, he's not. I like how you just made that into a verb, kind of.
No, he is gas firsting.
No, his opponent is gas firsting.
That's what I meant, happy.
But, well, I was on the other guy's base. Jeez, QXC trying to make me look.
That's why I wanted you to look at the mouse. Well, it's just like he's the only one who can actually look at things in the game, but he's like sitting back, his hands are above his head. I almost broke the stage. The force of my elbow swinging up was so powerful. There was actually a seismic earthquake that shattered the very fabric of reality.
You'll probably see the news, actually, about that.
Yeah, it'll be on Twitter. That's the new news. Twitter.com. Follow me, QXC0000. See how I worked that in?
Yeah, you did. That was nice. I'm FXO Wolf. You can follow GOM TV also.
You should definitely follow GOM TV. They're just GOM TV, right?
Yeah, it's just GOM TV. It's no longer GOM TV Net, just GOM TV.
I guess that makes more sense since they have
it's much more simple.
.com.net. So ASD he knows the trick. He knows the plan. Did Happy... I think Happy did the same build in the first two games.
He did.
Yeah. So I would expect... Oh, look at that. Happy does hide the... ASD hides the SCV in Happy's base.
That is going to be quite good, because he's basically going to be able to see everything.
He's going to see it. He's going to get spotted.
Oh, he is going to get spotted.
The guard dog sees the rebellious teenager. He does not get to sneak back in to get drinks later.
Gooksy, why are you so awesome? Can you answer this question? You were born that way? Is that what happened?
It's just how I am. Can't control it. I can't handle myself.
You can't handle yourself?
That sentence was supposed to be different. I don't know what happened to it.
You like look at yourself in the mirror and you like scream and break it. You're like, I can't handle myself.
I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I've become something much more.
He actually only is okay with looking at himself in the mirror when he's eating. We mentioned that earlier.
When? Oh,
because you were like watching yourself eat.
The rap thing. I forgot about when I literally thought I was gonna choke, and I like didn't know what I was gonna do. I was like, what do I do if I choke on air? Like,
well, I'm sure someone would notice. Maybe a few thousand people.
Yeah, but that would be so embarrassing. I don't want to choke, man.
Well, I would have given you the Heimlich maneuver.
I don't want the Heimlich maneuver.
Well, I mean, I would have. So you'd rather just die? I was going to save your life.
No, Heimlich maneuver myself. Okay, so this is interesting. ASD is actually going to hide the Hellions. He is going Reactor Hellion into Starport? Yeah. And so probably what we're going to see here is he does have 2 gas. So he'll probably do 4 Hellions. He's going to move out. He might start making Marines with the barracks, or he might... Oh, maybe he's just going to... No, he's going to make Marines. Probably make a Viking, and then make a Raven, is what I would guess.
Yeah, that's the safest thing to do in this situation. Now, these Hellions are going to meet in the middle of the map, maybe.
The Hellions are not going to meet. This is actually really bad. He wants the Marines and Hellions to fight together, and
they're not going to.
Oh, this is so bad. The Banshee is out, so ASD is going to know, but a lot of SCVs are going to go down here. What he really needs to do is focus fire down those Hellions. They aren't pre-igniter, so it is kind of hard to get kills with them. Here we see the workers killed. Not as successful as ASD would have liked.
Yeah, he tried to right-click on that one worker where they're all kind of stacked up. There was one worker in the way, so he kind of missed micro just a little bit there.
And also what you want to do... Oh, but why isn't he making a... Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. He's choosing to just get a Viking instead of making a Raven.
Yeah, he's saving a scan.
Yeah, and he's also got a turret. I don't like this personally. I think it's better to just make the Raven.
Yeah, because Ravens have so many uses in the middle and the late game as well.
Yeah, they're just a really good unit all around.
It's so much more cost efficient to have that one Raven than to have to repeatedly scan. Here comes the Cloak Banshee now.
Remember when I said the game might just end here? Yeah, the game might just end here again for the other player.
Yeah, well, he's gonna lose
very
that
nice
Banshee.
scan. Very good. And kind of what happened there is the Banshee he lured the Banshee in close. Nice pull with the SCVs. I like that. Lures the Banshee in close. Then when Happy thinks, oh, he's just targeting the Hellions. Bam! Scanned. Banshee goes down.
Indeed, the second Banshee not going to be very successful either.
Oh,
Yeah. That's the letter before P.
I think that's a song, too.
That's a song?
Yeah.
There's just a song called Oh, with like that many O's, or it's just called Oh?
It's more musical than that.
Oh. I said oh. That's why it's funny. That's why I giggled like that.
Yeah, I got that. I was there, actually.
You were there?
Yep. No, I'm right here, Wolf.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm right here with you.
I thought someone dragged you away, and I was just hearing you because your mic was still on.
What would you do if suddenly some big guys in suits came and just picked me up? And
I would say,
lifted me
hold
like-
on, guys, and then I would save you. I'd karate chop both of them on the neck, and I'd save your life. I would also give you the Heimlich maneuver if it was necessary.
What if a force field bear came?
Well, then I would have to fight him, because if I tried to run away, he would just force field the exit. There's only one exit to the studio, actually.
That's true. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It's not very big. One force field would definitely cover it.
Yeah.
And then there would just be a force field bear in the studio with the players. And I don't know, man. I don't know what counters a force field bear. Neither player has ghosts at this point. You couldn't EMP it. The bear is so tall it can attack the Banshees. Can force
It's
field...
actually resistant to fire also.
Yeah, so the Hellions just aren't useful at all. It's got a different armor type. It's called the imbalanced armor type. It's like in Warcraft 3, there was Divine Armor, which took like 0% damage from everything, even spells. That's what the Force Field Bear has. And we don't have heroes, man. We don't have chaos damage. I don't know what we're going to do about that.
So, well, right now, Happy
ahead.
has already taken his natural. He's a little bit behind in supply. He's got a little small worker deficit, but having that command center making workers right now, well, if you weren't supply blocked, that is at 62. He'd be starting to pull ahead just a little bit from that extra mining. He has started to add some factories, gone up to 3 factories here. This time, you know, doing the exact same type of build as last time, just adding a ton of factories, meching. Really good choice on this map.
I think he's actually just doing the same exact build. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if Happy has more than one build TBT.
He's only got one trick in his bag of tricks. It's not even. It's a bag of trick. That's what it is. There's no S there because it's just one trick in his bag.
It's just one trick. It's like a bag of holding, but there's only one thing in it, so it's more like a bag of being useless, because instead of holding a bag with one thing in it, you could just hold the thing.
Yeah, I was like, well, why wouldn't you just not have a bag? It was kind of weird. I'll ask him about it later to see if he wants to answer that question.
Go up and ask Happy, why does your bag of holding only have one thing in it?
Some Hellions actually targeting down these Marines in the middle of the map.
Yep.
Trying to slow down this push because this is relatively scary.
I don't really like this decision by ASD, mostly because he should kind of guess that Happy is doing the same build, and this build isn't the build you just attack with.
No,
and he
exactly.
He doesn't have stim, he doesn't have shields. Like, look at how many units those Hellions killed. See you, Hellions. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the Hellions died.
Yeah, we were talking about the Hellions. They did so well. And the second you talked nicely of them, they like, QXC just said something about me, and then carelessly ran into siege tanks.
They got so distracted.
They were so excited by it. They were like, I can't believe this happened. Best day of my life. Last day of their lives.
Last day. Last moment, actually.
Yeah.
That was the end.
That was the end.
What I would love to see... no, that's not actually how that sentence begins. What I would love to do when I'm playing in the booth is get a fan so that my hair blows back, and I can even, if I win, I'll just take off my bandana and just sit there and let the hair flow.
That's pretty clever.
I go into my true form. It's like Demon Hunters when they get level 6, they metamorphosis. That's like,
Hellions in the middle of the map.
Oh, very
Got
nice.
Caught. You
Like,
guys can see their wheels there, and I
Yeah.
swear it happened.
12 Marines just cleaned up like 80 Hellions. It was actually 4.
But you got the number of Marines right.
Did I?
Yeah, there was 12 Marines exactly. Nice.
That's what they...
Tuxi's got like hawk eyes. He's actually like a scout. If you lived in the medieval times, he'd just be like climbing up trees and counting soldiers and stuff.
And I can count higher than 4.
He can.
Because I don't play Protoss.
Oh, you went a little too far with that, man. You just went a little too
What are you going to 4-gate me?
No, I'm going to 6-gate you. What are you going to do then? Build 3 barracks and make a little wall off?
Yeah, probably. With a bunch of supply depots in the front.
Yeah. And then you're going to actually like play smartly afterwards and
Not
get
lose.
some ghosts out. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's ready for this.
Yeah, this is a little weird. It's like ASD's kind of trying to be brave, but he doesn't need to be right now.
I mean, holding this position is cool, but you have to have air superiority against Banshees. You either need Thors or you need more Vikings. You can't hold it with just Marines.
You absolutely cannot. Now these tanks are going to start falling. There is a missile turret here, but it's not close enough to this external tank over here on the side.
Yeah, he'll be able to detect the Banshees to attack them with the Marines. Well, I'm stuttering. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. But he won't actually be able to really kill the Banshees. And here's the problem. The tanks get close enough so that if the Marines move much away from the tanks, they get blasted by tanks. You need Thors, you need Vikings. It's not a position you can hold.
And he's going to lose that one tank closest to the watchtower. Just losing these tanks here left and right is so bad for ASD.
Yep.
It's no longer worth it to hold this position if you're losing your siege tanks anyways.
I think I heard a little bit of a British accent there.
Did you really?
I don't think it's worth it anymore.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it to hold this tower. It's actually quite a fickle that we've found ourselves in.
A fickle?
A fickle?
You mean a pickle?
No, in Britain it's a fickle.
No, I thought fickle was just something that was like not very important. It's like, oh, that's pretty fickle.
Only in America. I'm a professional.
Okay,
Just
I've never
trust
been
me.
to England before.
I haven't either.
Oh, okay.
But in Spain, all the people who learn English learn it
That's
from
true.
Brits. Strangely enough, this is like totally off topic, and I'm gonna stop talking because there's a huge battle coming. Just kidding. They're actually just sieging in range.
They're
of each
sieging
other.
in range of each other. The problem for ASD is that he has to scan, whereas Happy does not.
Yep.
And that's obviously the importance of air superiority showing through here. The Marines want to target down those air units, but they're so scared that they're going to run into siege tank fire. And that's really basically how TVT works on a map like this, where you're kind of controlling the middle. And things are starting to look really bad for ASD.
Yeah, ASD, I think what we've really seen from these games, wow, that command center needs to land.
That command center is going to land here. Well,
what we've seen really is Happy's got the superior early game. Like I feel like every game he comes out of it better. And the longer the game goes on, the more comfortable ASD feels.
And he's actually going to push forward here, or Happy is rather.
Yeah, I don't know about this. He's pushing with Hellions.
He's just moving Hellions forward so he can reposition his tanks. It's actually a pretty smart idea, I think.
Wow, that was so good.
Yeah, he tanked a lot of the shots so he could reposition his siege tanks. Now he's taking control of this high ground.
And this is actually going to be really hard. Basically, by controlling that watchtower, Happy is able to cut the map in half from that point on. And he makes it very hard for ASD to really move around.
ASD is doing, like we were talking about in the last game, he's moving some Mirage around. He's going to try to attack the backyard over here while he's moving forward to attack. Well, Happy's trying to attack the, well, he's like attacking his opponent's grocery store. We're getting into the technicalities of this, but
it's all very complicated.
In all seriousness, though, Happy's actually going to spot this, clean up this army, and then ASD is going to be in a pretty tough spot.
Yeah, this is...
I mean, it was a smart move by ASD to try to do this. Just not necessarily right now.
Yeah, and like the units were already pretty low on health. It's just really tough because ASD is not making the units he needs to really deal with this.
Right.
You cannot deal with Viking, Banshee, tank without Thors or Vikings.
And there are 21 tanks on the field right now. That is so many tanks to just 6 of his opponent. He's got all of his tanks up where he's defending his third base. He is taking a very fast fourth, though, and if Happy plays really passively, like you were saying, ASD might show a stronger late game here.
Yeah.
This type of style that we're seeing from ASD is actually so hard to pull off on this map. Because his units just can't circumvent anything. They're just being caught from two sides here. Bringing under Hellions is going to melt everything so quickly. Even the Banshee's coming into play. Losing so many units. This time just... When he's splitting so many groups off, but on this map, it's so easy to spot them because he's got control of the middle of the map. He's got units on both sides, so nothing escapes his gaze. He's like the one eye, like in Lord of the Rings. Sauron, he sees everything. You see, he sees this one coming. He's going to be completely prepared for it.
You heard it here first. Happy, known as the Sauron Terran.
Everyone's been trying to make that happen for StarCraft 2. It's like, he's now known as the Sauron Zerg. It's like the Sauron Zerg of StarCraft 2. All right, look how many tanks this is. This is so many tanks.
I think he's just going to go for it.
He is, and he's got the point defense run here. He's got way more Vikings anyways.
And you can see ASD... Oh, he's coming from behind.
He's coming from behind, but he doesn't really have enough units. He's just going to go and attack the villa at the bottom right. But, I mean, even so, what's he going to do about this tank force at the beginning? It's not even just a tank force. It's a tank force with one Banshee that cannot be contested.
Oh, loses a couple Vikings for no reason, but...
Yeah, he is going to maybe take out this villa.
He is. The villa will crumble. The very nice polished stone will disintegrate. ASD will pour acid on it.
That's true. Now, interestingly enough, ASD does have that top left base. It's not an orbital or a planetary, so it's not an ideal base, but he's got that. It's mining, and if he holds this, he can maybe catch up, but I just don't think he can hold this. He's losing too much. He's not going to be mining from this natural for very long. And Happy's actually just keeping all of his reinforcements back at home, so he's going to be able to hold the next Marauder wave.
Yeah, I think what ASD... Basically, ASD's plan, assuming he doesn't die right here, is keep those units on the map so that Happy has a hard time reinforcing. If you can clean up the Vikings, you make it harder to push, and then he just needs some macro. He's got two bases up on Happy, but well, one base now.
Well, yeah, Happy is just making that third now.
Yeah, but there are no SCVs there. That base isn't really doing
exactly.
much.
I mean, he hasn't been able to capitalize on that just yet. ASD has a better economy right now. He just can't really utilize it. Now he's trapped inside of his base. He's may never actually be able to leave his base. What we may see from Happy now is to start putting up a turret ring around the main base.
And there's something going on at the third, and I think ASD is actually going to clean up that third.
He should be able to. He's going to be able to take out all of the SCVs there as well. But like I was saying, Happy, I think he's got...
What's going on in the middle? Go to that watchtower. Oh, too late.
Just a little small skirmish there. Mistake by ASD running into siege tanks. But
he didn't kill that? I guess it floated too far away. I'm surprised ASD didn't leave some Marines in the bottom right there, or some Marauders to deal with that. And he does have enough Vikings now to actually clean that up. What would be really cute to see is if ASD actually made a Banshee and turned the tables on Happy, the same way he's been doing this whole time.
But yeah, he is just still using that reactor on his starport. He's going to have to either switch it or make another starport in order to do that. Right now, ASD is just down a little bit of supply, but the bottom right base has been taken by Happy. Yep. Of course, kept that command center alive. He's remaking it into a planetary.
Oh, and he does know about the top left base now.
Oh yeah, this is going to get really nasty. Backs away actually from the ramp. Is just going to go and isolate these bases. Going to hit the top left base here. There's a Hellion killing the SCVs there. We'll get a shot of it in a second.
And the SCVs, I think the SCVs are going to be able to clean up these siege tanks.
Yeah, I don't know why he's sieging these tanks up. Could have just, well, anyway, hold that thought because another engagement going on over here.
Yep.
ASD now has air superiority. Like you say, the tables have turned.
He really needs... There's basically two things you can do with air superiority in this kind of Cold War gameplay. One, Banshees. Two, drops. And what's really strong, you drop 8 Marines or 4 Marauders or 20 Marines or 80,000 Marauders on top of sieged tanks, and you clean them up.
Oh, GG.
And GG.
He lost that base. Even though he had Viking control, he just didn't have enough tanks. He couldn't take the high ground. The tanks were just positioned too well.
Yeah.
And Happy just kind of outplayed him there. He spilled some Gatorade. Last time he couldn't open the bottle. Now he spilled the Gatorade, but that's okay. I'm sure he's just really happy. You know, he's got adrenaline pumping through him.
Yep.
I'd spill my Gatorade too. Well, that's just not even that unusual. I'm not trying to say he's like silly, he's full of Gatorade. He didn't even stain his shirt. Look at that. He's clean, smiling. He is happy. I'm going to change his ID to he is happy.
I got nothing to say to you.
You have nothing to say to me?
Nothing. Zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Zero? That looked like a 3, actually.
That's a 0.
That's like a
that's a
1,
trendy
2,
0.
3?
That's almost as trendy as my shirt. Yeah, look at that. Look at how trendy that is.
Bleach stains are trendy. QXC, he started it first, man.
I did. It's a new fashion line. Started it myself.
And the cool thing about it is you can't buy them at the store. You have to do it yourself. It's like tie-dye, except it's like the new tie-dye. It's bleach dye. I don't know. We have to make it. We have to put QXC in there somewhere. I don't know how we can do that.
Nothing I'm involved in can't not have my name in it. Yes, I think that works.
Yeah, I think you did that right. Yeah.
Do that. Look at this.
Cannot. Like how many NTs are in that?
Squint your eyes and look at the sky, like the blinding light. You're like, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of blinding.
The answers are in that light.
Well, there you have it. Happy's going to advance.
That's it.
To
We're
the semifinals.
moving on to the round of 4. I'm not sure who plays who from today.
Well, we'll take a look at that bracket in just a minute.
Oh, yeah, and then we get to talk a little bit about the matches that are coming up.
I think he'll play Tassadar. No, he'll play against the winner of that PvP, who the name escapes me.
Puzzle?
Yeah, Puzzle.
Puzzle.
So Puzzle will play against ASD.
Okay.
So he's got his work cut out for him.
You mean Happy?
Sorry, yeah. I'm saying all the wrong things. I'm trying to like trick all these nerds.
Just confuse them.
Yeah, Happy versus Puzzle will be there.
Actually, Slayer's Boxer has been invited to the round of 2. you just look at me.
I thought you were going to talk about MLG because that actually did happen.
Yeah, no. Slayer's Boxer is going to MLG.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
I was actually informed that obviously Tastos are going on a flight as well to cast NASL, and I was informed that Slayer's Boxer is going to be on the same plane as Tastosis, so that's pretty cool.
That's nice. That's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. Like, I'd love to be in that seat, man.
They're doing ratings now. Should we be talking about the games? I feel like we talked about the games pretty
We just talked about the games so much. Do you want to give the players a numerical rating from 1 to 100? Because that's what the Korean commentators are doing right now. Like,
no.
Happy, I think, played...
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to do that?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay. We won't do that then.
I mean, you can if you want.
No, I mean, I wanted to
just
do this
wake
together.
me up when you're done.
I wanted to do this together, QXC, so... The producer said my comments just got a 65.
That's not very good.
I know, that's pretty bad. Like, that's like an...
I got an 80.
QXC just got an 80. Our producer just rated us.
That's better. That's better
QXC
than you.
Better than me, man.
I'm a little disappointed in myself, though. I'm not sure what I could have, like... Here we go.
Well, here's our bracket, so now you can see exactly who is playing against whom. Puzzle versus Happy.
And Lenok versus Tassadar. So we do have a ZVP and a TVP coming up.
Normally, Code A is so Terran dominated. It's interesting to see that we have a pretty good variety of races here. Obviously, 2 Pro Losses. I don't think there's ever been a Pro Loss in the round of 4 in Code A before, if I remember correctly.
I'm not
Losira
sure.
won a Code A, but otherwise it's been mostly Terrans up in the top finals of Code A.
No, it's fairly unlikely, but we could see a PvP Code A finals, actually.
Yeah.
If both Happy and Lenok
I think there's
fail.
a good chance Puzzle takes out Happy, but Tastar versus Lenok I think is going to be a much closer game. It's really hard to call.
Yeah, those will definitely be good games. I'll be tuning in. I'll be watching. It'll be good. I don't think I'll be casting those.
Well, I don't know, man. Who knows?
Who knows, man?
QXC actually just comes in on a parachute. Like, they just called him up to, like, QXC, you're casting. Disregard all the tweets he said he was going to cast. He knew he was going to cast. That's not actually true. I did that. He actually he got a phone call, and he just jumped out of an airplane and came down and landed in the studio here.
I live like 5 minutes away, but there's actually a helipad on the GOM house, so I get in the helicopter and they fly me up in the air, and then I transfer to an airplane because nobody jumps out of helicopters. And then when we fly over the GOM TV studio, I jump out with my trendy parachute. It's got bleach stains on it. And crash through. There's actually a permanent hole in the ceiling. Wolf looks up. He sees actually the hole. And I crash through that. And then I just arrive. I'm just here.
He's just here. And he stained that parachute himself. You know how big of a washing machine you need to actually
to do that?
Yeah, you have to put it in like a big giant washing machine.
I actually used in Ultralisk.
Oh, really?
That was my washing machine.
Yep. Well, that's pretty good.
Oh, and here, Code S Day 3. You can talk about
that's tomorrow. These are the 2 groups, Group E and Group F. SC Foyu, IM MVP, OGS Zenio, and Zenex Beyond, Group E. And in Group F, of course, OGS Nada, MVP Keen, Hong and Prime Wii, and OGS Supernova. That will be casted by Tastosis tomorrow.
Those will be some pretty exciting games. Yeah.
Yeah, they will. I think we're going to sign out here. I am Wolf, and with me is QXC.
Oh, we're going to do that thing?
We're doing the thing.
I'm, like, pretty close, but we do this thing where we, like, reach our hands out to each other or something.
Let's do a high five before we end. All right. See you guys next time.
I don't know what that was. I just like making, like,
man.
I think that might have actually been, like, something offensive, but
See you guys.
See you later.
My clock is robbing me, bop, bop, it's mocking me, can't stop the glow, but then it's on me, blackjack and lottery.